Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this SAG-AFTRA live stream on YouTube. To stay informed about all of our live stream and video events, we invite you to subscribe to this channel. You can go ahead and do that right now. Today, we present the President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement live stream, Biz Basics, using your SAG-AFTRA member app. The presentation will begin momentarily. If you have questions that you'd like to direct to today's guests, please email pteoe@sagaftra.org. That's pteoe@sagaftra.org. And we can't promise we'll get to all of them, but we'll try and get to some. As a reminder, today's program is being recorded, and you can watch the replay right here on SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel, along with more great content. Now, please give a warm welcome to today's host, SAG-AFTRA President, Gabrielle Carteris.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to PTEOE's Biz Basics. It's a great presentation. It's a series of programs aimed at honing the basic tech skills all SAG-AFTRA members need to pound the digital pavement. The series features presentations that will teach you the how-tos of managing the business of the biz online, something we are all working through right now. So I want to thank those of you who reached out saying the presentation was so helpful. By your request, we're happy to bring you today's presentation using your SAG-AFTRA member app. Just like the SAG-AFTRA website, the member app is an incredibly important tool to have available literally at your fingertips. It's made exclusively for members. The SAG-AFTRA app actually lets you track residuals, keep tabs on specific projects, read the latest news, add events to your calendar, answer key contract questions, and snag special deals featuring facial recognition and Touch ID. The app also allows you to stay current with your membership dues through a secure online payment portal, something that I've really appreciated and utilized. It even has a digital membership card. I know, we're very advanced. So there's a lot to learn. If you have any questions for the Q&A, as Pam said at the end of the presentation, please email pteoe@sagaftra.org. That's pteoe@sagaftra.org. So we have with us again SAG-AFTRA Executive Director of Customer Experience, Morgan Tennant. Morgan oversees many things. She oversees our contact center, which supports multiple departments, including membership, billing, residuals, processing and claims, television and new media, and web support, and provides assistance to the membership on both the national and local levels. Her primary focus is to drive the vision of our members to ensure their ease of use and to ensure organizational needs are met. So I want to say thank you very much for being here, Morgan. I have loved the work that you're doing, and we're excited to see everything the app can do.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again. So we'll dig right in. We are going to launch the SAG-AFTRA mobile app. Give me one moment here to get that pulled up. All right. Okay. So after you've downloaded the SAG-AFTRA mobile app, whether it is from the iTunes or Google Play, you'll land on our login page. If you already have an existing account with sagaftra.org, you can come here and enter in the same username and password credentials as you use for the website. If you forgot your username or password, you can use the forgot username or password link. If you also enter the wrong password or information, you'll see that it'll let you know that one item was invalid. And there's an option to actually call in and speak to a member of our web support team that can help you get your password reset. If you are a member and have not yet created the account, you can do so here. And then you can report sexual harassment. Now, if you do prefer to have facial recognition so that you do not have to enter the password every single time, I am going to close the app and reopen and use facial recognition to bypass having to enter in my username and password. On the landing page, you'll see a sample of a card. However, it will be specific to your information, your name, your member ID, and also your member since and the expiration date. So obviously this is a sample. If you've paid your current dues, it will take you valid through October 31st of this year. Otherwise, if you haven't yet paid, it'll show April 30th as the expiration. Now, the great thing about the digital card is that when we are able to be in person again and attending member events, you can simply click on the member card, which will flip it over and provide you with your individual QR code that is unique to your membership, and that will be used to scan into events. So pre-pandemic, this was a great tool. Can't wait till we can get back together again. There's also quick links to our 24-hour safety hotline, as well as some additional information here with regards to Global One and other information about your card. To get back to your information, you can either tap the card again or click the X in the upper left-hand corner. And that will take you back to your dashboard. So on your landing page, you have My Membership, Residuals Tracker, News and Events, Production Listing, Rates and Contracts, Deals and Discounts, the ability to report sexual harassment, and a quick Contact Us button. We'll start with My Membership. You'll see on the landing page at the top, we have the choices of contact info, which is highlighted with the underline, or you have agency info. So if I tap on the word agency info, it will slide over and let me know if I have any representation. If I need to make any updates, you'll see at the bottom, it says view the update form. I can simply click on that to launch it. I'm going to tap again back to contact info, get my SAG-AFTRA member ID, my category, my current local. I can view my bill, which we'll talk about in a moment, and then it will give you information about your address and phone number that you have on file. Now, if you attended our event with the website, when we click on primary address, if we need to make any changes here, you'll see that you have the option of updating your contact information, and just like on the website, you have the option of notifying both the AFTRA Retirement Fund, as well as the SAG Producers Pension Plan and the SAG-AFTRA Health Plan. So if you check these boxes and then make edits to your street name and your address, you can also notify the respective plans and retirement. To complete the changes, you simply hit Submit at the bottom of the page. I'm going to hit the X in the upper left-hand corner to close out. And if your billing address will be different than your primary address, you can simply click on the paper pen icon to expand that, and you can edit or add billing information here. Same thing for residuals. Currently with our mobile app, for the phone number listing, we do list what's currently on file. If there is more than one, that information will be listed here. If you would like to add additional contact types, currently with the mobile app, we're able to add one number at a time. That is a feature and enhancement that we are looking to add. We also have information here about your email address. So this is the email address we have on file for you to receive SAG-AFTRA communications. Now, one item that you will notice is that is different from the website is that there is not an option to update your password here. Currently, the only option to update your password is on the SAG-AFTRA website, and you do need to go to the login information page to reset. If I scroll back up, you can see I can now look and view and pay my bill. That will launch a new screen and provide the same breakdown that you'll see on our SAGAFTRA.org website. You can click on the question mark after the word total earnings, and that will provide you with some additional help text. And again, you'll get the total annual due statement, what's currently due, and I can click Pay My Bill. So currently the amount due now is $291. If I select the radio button for that amount, I now have the option of adding in a tax-deductible donation to the foundation. and you'll see that it has updated the amount from $291 to $341. Now, if I choose to pay a custom amount, when I enter that information in, it will update the total amount to be paid. Just as you saw on SAG-AFTRA.org when paying your bill, you aren't able to make a tax-deductible donation until your balance of what's due is paid. So if I select $100 but I owe $291, you'll see that I cannot enter a tax-deductible donation. But if I do change that amount to $300, I now have the option of adding in an amount. So now that we've selected the payment amount and the donation amount, I'll hit continue and get a breakdown of what the payment for my dues are. I put $300. The donation to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation is $100, and the total amount to be paid is $400. If I scroll down a little bit, you'll see the payment options here. We can utilize a credit card by entering your information, credit card number, CVV, and postal code and expiration. You can also use an e-check by entering in your routing and account information and indicating if it's a checking or savings. To make and process that payment, you'll accept the terms and conditions, whether it's the e-check with the credit card. There are no terms and conditions there, and you hit submit to process your payment. The payment online typically takes about an hour, and so once your payment has been made, when you come back to your information, you'll be able to see that your member card will actually update to reflect the current dues period. So now you've made your payment, and you might feel a little bit lost. How do you get back? In the upper left-hand corner, you see those three lines. If you didn't know, this is called the hamburger. So if you expand or click on the hamburger, that is going to give you options to go back to the home page, your membership, or make other menu choices. So I'm going to click home and get me back to where I feel comfortable. I'm there. All right, so next, if we want to track our residuals, you can look and see what you have in process, if there are any residuals that have been mailed, or if there's any money that is currently unclaimed. As of now, the residual tracker is listed for all residuals that SAG-AFTRA processes. If you do have direct deposit set up, you do need to access that through SAG-AFTRA.org. Because it is a third-party service, we are currently not linked into the mobile app yet. But again, if you currently receive residuals from us that are mailed, you can track those here within the Residuals Tracker. I clicked on the hamburger again, and we'll go back home. So next, just as you registered perhaps for this event, we can click on News and Events and see what's happening in the area. There is news that you can scroll through. And when you click on it, you'll see that when it opens, you have the option of clicking on the globe, which will open it on a web page, or you can click the up arrow icon, which will allow you to either email it or text it. In the Events tab, you'll see that there'll be in order of most what's coming up versus as we scroll through later dates. And at the top, you'll see, because my local is set to San Diego, it's going to show me all of the San Diego events. At the top, if I click that drop-down arrow next to San Diego, I can actually change the local and make a different selection and see what's coming up. So you'll see that if a registration is required, there'll be a yellow register button, as you see there, for the using your member app. If registration is not required, you'll see that it will not be required. If I click on the events, you'll see that it'll pop up, if it's my first time, that I have the option to share and also add to my calendar. Simply tap the screen and that will go away. All right, so when we get into the event, it's going to provide us information about the event, when, where, and also just providing details. And then you can click to RSVP or obtain additional details as well. Now for the event at the top here that said register, If I click the register button, it will put my contact information in there. It will auto-populate my phone number, my email address. And so now if I hit submit, you'll see that it changed from yellow to green, letting me know that I'm now registered. And it refreshed, so I no longer have that yellow register button. It now says that I'm registered. I can also click on the My Events label at the top, and you'll see the events that you are currently registered for. I'm going to go back to home. Next, we have production listings. So this is a really great feature. This is something that we currently have on SAG-AFTRA.org. When you go to your local page and you look at your local resources, you can see information about production listings. So what's great about the member app is that if there is something that interests you, you can actually save it by clicking the star to the left of the title. And you'll see at the top where it says My Productions, I now have 5, 6, so I can highlight the ones that I'm interested in. In the upper right-hand corner with the looking glass, I can search for different productions and information, so I can choose a range of start and end dates. I can look at productions within a specific local and also different production types. So currently I'm set to all locals, but perhaps I want to see what is happening in Los Angeles. And for production types, I have a choice of new media, interactive, TV, theatrical. I'll go ahead and set it to all. And I'll click apply down in the bottom right. So here's my list. Now you'll see that the icons might look a little bit different. So next to Bricked, it looks a little bit more like a film. With Matter or Mom Skits, that looks like perhaps a YouTube icon, so that'll be new media, and we'll look at that a little bit further. So when I click on Bricked, it's going to let me know at the top it's a theatrical production, it's active, and any information that is supplied to us, we will display here. If I click on Matter, that's a podcast, so it's in our new media contract, and we actually have some additional information that was provided to us for the listing. So we know who the signatory is, the contract type, who the business rep or claims rep, and what it's made for. So each production might have a little bit different information, but again, it's specific to the production. So don't be discouraged or wonder why something looks different versus the other. It's simply when the contract is entered, and as more information may get updated about who the reps are, signatories, then we will get that information updated for you. So again, here's a different theatrical, and you'll have some different information here. So if this one looked good, I also have the option of clicking the star in the upper right-hand corner and adding that to my listings. And so now, if I go to the top where it says My Productions, and I've selected, I have 4 highlighted, I click the arrow to the right, and that will expand what I have narrowed down for items that I might want to submit for. Next, we go into the deals and discounts section. So you have the choice of either looking at every deal and discount we have available, or you can narrow that down, whether it be entertainment, events, health and beauty, travel. So if we click into dining, and I currently have it defaulted to Los Angeles, it'll provide me information that's available for dining. If I do change my local by clicking on the local's name, you can see the options that are available. Perhaps I want to see what's happening in entertainment. So we have IMDb Pro discounts. Because I have Nashville selected, there's information about Tennessee rep offers, theme parks that might be local to the area, and so on. If you want to learn more information about the dealer discount, you can simply click on the text and it will give you information about the discount or what you need to do to take advantage of the offer. In this case, there's a yellow highlight to click here, and it gives you the promotional code that you will use. You also have the option in the upper right-hand corner to share that, whether you're emailing it or texting it or saving it. And then last, with your homepage here, you obviously have the Contact Us button. Excuse me. So with the Contact Us, it provides you a direct link into the 855 SAG-AFTRA, or if there's an onset emergency. So if you do click on that, it's going to pop up and ask if you want to call that number. So you don't have to write it down. It'll quickly connect you. We have a link into SAG-AFTRA Safe Place where you can report sexual harassment. You can also utilize our web chat. So you can simply click on the link and it will open up a chat. And you can say, I have a question about a residual, or whatever you might have a question about. And you'll put in your contact information. And what it will do is it will populate potential answers that you may not have thought of, or it does have the information that you are looking for. And so you can scroll through the answer, get the information you need. If your question is answered, you can simply click My question is answered, or you can engage in a web chat all directly from your device. You can also use the email us function, similar to chat, type in your question and contact information. We'll display some answers that might be helpful, and otherwise you can finish sending the email. And then we also have a list of our FAQs, which you can look at both answers and questions from either SAG-AFTRA.org or what's part of our knowledge base. So thank you. That is a quick tutorial on how to use your SAG-AFTRA member app.
Thank you, Morgan. That is so intuitive. I love it. It's really so helpful to members. So thank you. So I want to be able to, Rebecca, I think you're with me. Yes.
I sure am.
Hi,
You
Rebecca.
bet.
All right.
Hey.
So Rebecca and I are going to go and work together on these questions that are coming in from the members. And the first one we have here is, what kind of smartphone works best with this app? Very good question.
It is a great question. So phones are obviously very different and they continue to evolve and change. With iPhone, we recommend using iPhone 7 or newer. For Android devices, it's a little bit hard to narrow down specific devices. However, what we encourage you to do is just make sure that you're using the latest version of the Android iOS. So if you're not sure if you're using the current version, you can go into the settings for that device and just make sure that it's currently up to date.
Great. We have a question. What if I don't really like to use my smartphone, and can I do this on the website?
Absolutely. So this is an enhanced version of what's available on the site. The intent is to replicate the same experience, so you can utilize the website if that's where your comfort level is.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when people see new technology, they sort of think, oh, what am I losing of my old processes? And really what this is an expansion, right? So you can still call, you can still use the website. In non-COVID times, you could still walk into the headquarters or something like that if you needed to, but this takes a lot of it, so you can just have it everywhere. You're on set, you need quick access, it's ready to go. So thank you. Back to you, Gabrielle. You're on mute.
Thank you. I think that the next question actually reflects a little bit of what your answer was just now, but I think it's important because I've heard members ask this. So specifically, they want to know, the person asking if they can still use their physical member ID card because they sign up for the app. Are we going to stop sending them the card because they like to have it?
Yeah, no, the card is not going away. So it's just a digital access. So, once that payment has been made, it can take, anywhere from 7 to 10 business days to arrive, but perhaps you need your card for an event or anything else, you can just quickly have access to it right away at your fingertips on the mobile app.
Great. Yeah,
I think it's one other piece of this that just to toss in there also is we are having an opt-out process coming up here for physical cards, because some people don't want the plastic, that sort of thing. So you could do that, but also just a reminder, it doesn't hurt in case you're in a place that doesn't have Wi-Fi otherwise to take a screenshot of your card so you have it in your photos, or if your phone dies, having it set up on one of your drives or something like that. You can always log into somebody else's phone and access it, but you wouldn't necessarily log into their SAG-AFTRA app. So just extra
Yes.
fun.
And if your device offers a wallet feature, you can also
Yeah.
add the card to your wallet.
Oh, good stuff. So thank you for that. Rebecca, why don't you take the next one?
You bet. We've got some great questions. I want to do them all. I want to do them all. Okay. The next one is I looked up some of our agreements on the app and the text is small. Is there a way for me to make it bigger?
Yes, there's a few different ways to make it bigger. The first is in your device itself, you have the option within your settings to increase the font size. So every device might look a little bit different. So Google is your best friend to take a look for those steps. Also, it might be difficult for me to show, but when you are holding your phone, if your option is to do a pinch to bring things down or put two fingers together and spread, that will increase the size of the screen. So you'll have the option to zoom in. So whether two thumbs or your first and middle finger, and you can increase or decrease.
It's good for us, particularly those people who have to wear glasses and can barely see. One of the things that people really love is to be able to look at production listings wherever they live. And so somebody has a question here wanting to know if production listings for more than one local at a time can be seen. They live in New Jersey, between New York City and Philly, and seeing both at once is actually easier for them. So I don't know if you want to.
Yeah. No, it's a great feature request. On the current version of the app, you have the choice of looking at all production listings or picking the local that is closest to you. So it is looking at one local at a time. However, your feedback is what makes these things better. So we'll certainly take that back to make it easier.
Thank you, Morgan. You've been really good about that. Rebecca, go on.
Great. This one is, can I add a secondary phone number to my account in the app?
So currently it is set to 1, but we are updating the version to allow for more than 1 to be added on the app at a time. If you do have more than 1 already in your profile on SAG-AFTRA.org, it will display them. However, currently, if you only have 1, it's only 1, but we'll be working to fix that.
Great. Somebody said that they tried to update their agent info and it took them to what looked like a third-party site. Is that correct? Because they want to make sure their information is secure.
Yes, it's a DocuSign form that populates, and so we ask you to update the information. And once you have completed that, it gets sent right over to our professional reps department, and they begin working on making the updates to your profile and your record, but it is secure.
Great, thank you for that. Rebecca.
Yeah, this next one. Since Gabrielle and I are members of the foundation board, this is always an interesting one. Why can't I register for a foundation event in the member app? I see the event listed, but it takes me out of the app to another website to register.
Yes, and that is because we are separate entities. So while we might host and feature certain events because we encourage the registration and participation, in order to complete the RSVP, you do need to go to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation website, log in and complete your registration there because we are separate.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes people don't realize that they do need to be registered on the foundation's website. So I know we talk about this at member orientations, but maybe a long time ago, somebody might have become a member before there was even the foundation in 1985. And now there's all this online programming. So to make sure you're getting those emails, you should go to SAG-AFTRA.foundation and create your account there. But the synergy of everything working together just means more cool things for members. So that's great. Thanks, Morgan.
Right. Thank you. And it's important, if this is a side note, the reason you also want to sign up for the foundation is there are services aside from what you see on the app when people are in need. It's been vital during this pandemic for the members to have the resources that have been made available through the foundation. So we hope that you all will sign up on that. I'm sure we'll be doing a webinar on the foundation very soon. Also, one of the questions, can I sign up for alerts when new events or news items are posted?
You can, and actually I had meant to touch on that, and so I can absolutely show my screen, or for those of you watching, if you have the mobile app open, when you click on an event or a news, you do have the option of sharing it. If you have your phone set up to receive notifications, so when you do download the app, it'll ask you if SAG-AFTRA can send notifications. You'll be alerted as soon as information is available. But we also, from the home page, you'll see an envelope in the upper right-hand corner. So if there are any new news or events that maybe you didn't have access to read right when the alert came through, you can go to that envelope and look at the messages and see the information.
Great. Good to know. Yes, the envelope, that little thing in the corner, make sure to look at that. Rebecca.
Can the digital member card be used to sign in on set?
Currently, no. Each production has its own sign-in process, timesheets, and so on. So currently, the card is not available for sign-in, but we hear you, and we know that that is a big request, and so we're working on it.
It is. Thank you. And is there a way for me to see past events I've attended?
Yes. So in the News and Events tab, you can look and see My Events, and you'll see what you have previously attended and what you have registered. And you can also remove any registrations from that as well if you're no longer able to attend.
Thank you. Rebecca, we have.
Yeah, is there a place on the app that breaks down my membership being paid up? And they might have missed that. They also want to know, is there a way to get a receipt for my tax deductible donation to the foundation? And then wanting to know if the foundation has a separate mobile app.
So with regards to the account and if you're in good standing, so when we logged in and we landed on the home page, you saw that we had the option to pay our bill. So from there, you'll be able to see if there's anything due. Also on your card, it's going to let you know your current paid through date. So each dues period, we start either May 1st when your card is good till October 31st, or we start November 1 and it's good till April 30. So we're now in our May dues period. If your card is still showing April 30, after you make that payment, it will extend it. Second half of that question was regards to the receipt. So when you do make your payment, you are emailed that confirmation receipt. Currently on the mobile app, you do not have the option of seeing the payment history or downloading receipts. That's a feature enhancement we're working on. We actually just recently launched the ability to look at your payment history on the billing portal on SAG-AFTRA.org. So that is something that we are looking to expand. With regards to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation having their own mobile app, I'm just taking a quick look. I am not seeing a mobile app within, but I could be wrong. I'll have to on the app, but I don't think so.
Yeah, SAG-AFTRA.Foundation, and both for SAG-AFTRA, where people are watching this, and for the foundation, also subscribing to the YouTube channel so that you can catch past events for both of those channels. You got to be subscribed. So I love both organizations. So commercial for subscribing to both YouTube channels in the middle of this. Back to you, Gabrielle, I think.
Well, actually, so that's really good. So that one of the questions I have here actually speaks to that, but I want people to be able to hear it. The question was, I missed the live stream on the sexual harassment safe space, which you mentioned actually, Morgan. So they said, where can I watch this? So you can give us all the, Rebecca just mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. It's available on our SAG-AFTRA YouTube page. Also on SAG-AFTRA.org, we have a video section, so you can look at our video library, but both are available, whether again, SAG-AFTRA.org or on our YouTube channel.
Great. And I have just one more question here, Rebecca. You want to take it and then?
Yeah, it's about saving credit card information so people don't have to enter it every time. Is there a way to do that, or do we not do that?
Currently, we do not. So let me separate. So if you're a new join and you've utilized a payment plan, your credit card information is stored with the payment processor in order to debit your account monthly. Once your payment plan is complete, any future dues payments do need to be entered manually. So that's a short answer of saying we don't store credit card information. We don't have the ability to do so. The dues amounts vary each year, so it's based on previous year's earnings. So we don't want to have something go through that you may not have been expecting, regardless of the amounts of notifications we could have and so on, or perhaps the credit card information expired or lost. And so it just puts a lot more onus that way, and it might disrupt the day-to-day for you if you weren't expecting that charge to go through. So currently you do have to enter your information when you're ready to pay your bill.
That's good. People should remain holding control. So that's a good thing right now until things become much more secure. Anyway, that's it. This was really a great presentation. Thank you so much, Morgan. I think the app is really powerful and I've really enjoyed using it. I hope everybody else will. It's important to be able to walk through these features. Everybody, I hope that the ones who are watching, to reminder, please, you can replay this live stream live on YouTube, so you can come back at it again and again, renew material. You can share it with other friends, let them know about our YouTube channel. And on behalf of the team here at SAG-AFTRA, we'd like to thank you for taking the time out to be here with us. It's been a true pleasure, as always, to be together. And special thanks to each of you who have been tuning in every week for our President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, Engagement, and live streams. Thank you again, Rebecca, for your partnership. If you have not already, while you're here, please subscribe to SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel. Get updates on the great content we're posting and have a beautiful day. Thank you.